is good to have a strap. That reminds me. Yeah, so if you can grab yourself a length of something, it could be a scarf, it could be a cord from your dressing gown, which is what I'm going to use because it's so soft and nice. I really like that. So whatever you have at hand, grab for yourself. And we also, it's nice to have a blanket. So grab yourself a blanket too. And then come down to lie on your back. And good morning, everybody. Let the arms rest down beside you. Let your legs extend along the floor. And take a couple of slow, deep breaths here, letting yourself settle into this shape, lying on the earth. And then ordinarily when we lie in this pose, we have our palms facing up. But I'm going to ask you for a few breaths or minutes to turn your hands palms face down and feel into the weight of the entire arm and then the specifics of each arm. Notice how the shoulders feel, how they're weighted towards the earth, the elbows, the wrists, the hands and the fingers. Thinking into these spaces might give you an indication of what we're going to be working with today. We're going to be working to release shoulder and arm tension, and also a little bit of work with the neck. Notice the difference between your two arms. How does the right arm feel in comparison to the left? Think about the weight, think about the length. Think about any aches and pains that you may have or absence of aches and pains. Using this as a time to get to know your arms a little bit better. And then returning your arms to that first position we had them with the palms facing up. We're going to start some very slow, gentle movements. And they are gentle. Please don't try and force your body to move. There's not that much of a range of motion in what we're doing. You're going to take the back of your right arm and stretch it away from you down towards your toes. So you're descending your shoulder, descending the shoulder blade. It's not a very large movement. And then let the shoulder return to its natural position. Changing sides, descend the left arm now. So it's just a small movement, maybe an inch, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on your body. And then relax that arm again. Alternating sides, one arm at a time, lengthening away from the head, and then releasing. You can move with your breath. Inhaling as you stretch the arm away. And exhaling as you relax it. Again, not forcing or straining, just that simple, gentle movement, feeling the connection between the arm bones and the shoulder blade. And noticing what's happening with your shoulder blade. It's depressing, is the technical term, or it's descending down towards the buttocks as you move each arm. And then come to stillness for a moment when you've completed the second side. Let both arms rest. Notice if you feel any difference between the two arms again, how the shoulders are feeling, how the shoulder blades are feeling. And then we're going to alternate. So we're going to take the shoulders in different directions. So the right arm is descending towards the feet. The left shoulder is lifting up a little towards the head. Again, it's not a really forced movement. So you're not trying to get your shoulder all the way to the ear. Just lift it a little bit in opposition. And then come back to neutral. And then change sides. Stretch the left arm away, the right shoulder coming up. Coming back to neutral. Right arm down, left shoulder up, left arm up. Notice the minuscule changes in the body as you move between these two sides. What can you feel opening and adjusting? Move with the breath. Sliding one arm down, the other arm up. Noticing the slide of your shoulders. And one more time to each side. These lovely small movements letting us get in touch with our body. And when you've completed the second side, let your arms relax and release again. And then as you next exhale, open your arms out to either side. Keep the body relaxed against the floor. And we're now going to slide the right arm away from you out to the right. And then let it relax back down or back in. Slide the left arm away and let it relax back in. So again, it's a tiny movement. We're isolating the arm and the shoulder blade. The body's not moving, the head's not moving. Just one arm at a time, stretching away, getting some space, feeling that pull of that bicep area into the front of the shoulder. Feel the collarbones and notice the sensation even in the neck. One more time to each side. And then pause for a moment, let the arms become heavy and still. We're going to do that same movement, stretching each arm away, one at a time, but this time we're going to include the neck. So as you stretch the right arm a little away from you, turn your head to look along your left arm. And then inhale, bring both back to center. Exhale, left arm stretches away, head turns to the right. So your face is going in the opposite direction to the arm that's stretching. And inhale back to center. Continue this movement, one side at a time. Gentle movement. We're not forcing or straining. Simply getting a little bit of sense of space and working with the arms, the shoulders and the neck. Don't turn your head too far. We're not trying to force it down towards the floor, but just let it turn and look towards your hand, the opposite hand to the arm that's moving. One more time to each side. And then pause for a moment, letting the arms become heavy on the earth, sinking down into the floor. And then bend your knees, placing the soles of your feet on the earth, comfortable distance apart, not too close to the buttocks, not too far away. And we're going to continue with the arm movements, but at the same time, let the knees go to the opposite side. Keep the head still for now. So as the left arm stretches away, let the knees descend towards the right. The back arcs a little bit and the chest is turning in the direction of the bent knees. Inhale, bring yourself back up to center, releasing that left arm. And then exhale the knees to the left, stretch the right arm a little bit away from you. Arcing the lower back, feeling the openness through the torso, along the spine. And then coming back up to center. I took those fairly slowly. You can take that long or you can move with your breath. Exhaling to one side, stretching the left arm away from you, but not too hard. You're not forcing. Just gently stretch it away as the knees come to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, knees to the left, right arm to the right, stretching away. Little tiny movement with the arm. Inhale back to center. And then from here, keep going, but you can add in the head if you'd like to. But make sure that you're conscious if there's any neck injury, so you want to go carefully here. On an exhalation, knees to the right, left arm to the left, and head turning to the left. Inhale back to center, so the head's turning away from the bent knee. The arm is stretching away from the bent knees. Keeping the front of the chest open. Continue these movements a couple more times to each side. This is really good for the fascial muscular connection. And completing the second side. Bringing everything back up to center. Let your arms rest down beside you. Let your legs stretch out. Take a couple of breaths, just noticing how your body is feeling. What's going on through your arms? Can you feel that the bicep muscles have actually been working? And then as you next exhale, bring your arms up, stretch them up above your face, pointing towards the ceiling, and then bend the elbows and take hold of the opposite elbow with each hand, with the opposite hand. Reach the forearms, lift the forearms, stretch them away from you, and notice how the upper back starts to stretch a little bit when you do this. And then from here, we're going to slide our arms to one side, taking the head to the opposite side. So if you bring your arms, slide them a little to the right, like a old-fashioned typewriter would slide, and then turning your head to the left. Inhale, bring yourself back up to center. Slide the arms to the left and the head to the right. We're not forcing or pushing with the head. It's a gentle movement with the arms and the neck, moving with the breath. If you want to change your leg position, you might like to bring your legs into Baddha Konasana. You might like to come into resting pose, or just leave them straight along the floor. Keep the breath flowing as you move. A couple more times to each side. What muscles can you feel that you're accessing here? What's going on with the shoulder blades? This is a really good antidote to modern everyday living. And you've completed your second side. Let the arms release beside you. Readjusting the shoulder blades, the tops of the shoulders, whatever you need to do. And on your next inhalation, stretch the arms up again, facing the fingers towards the ceiling. And we're going to cross our arms over. So crossing as high up the upper arm as you can with the right arm on top. We've done this pose before lying on our bellies, but this is now lying on our backs, crossing the upper arms. And then from here, you can stay here. If you're liking this and it's giving you really good sensation in the upper back, stay as you are. Or bend the elbows, twine the forearms, and bring your palms towards one another. Lifting a little through the elbows and letting the wrist or the thumb rest on the forehead. Relax through your chest. Try not to let the chest pop up too much. And then as you next exhale, release. Open the arms, and then we're going to cross them the other way. So this time, the left arm is on top of the right, crossing at the upper arm as high as you can get. Again, stay here. If you're liking this action, you don't have to go to the next pose. But if you'd like to, twine your forearms, bending the elbows, bringing the palms towards one another, holding a thumb or holding a strap if you can't quite reach. Lift the elbows up and rest the inside of the right wrist towards your forehead. Breathe into the upper back. Feel the space that we're creating in the upper back. Upper trapezius affected, rhomboids affected, the shoulder blades moving outward. So they're protracting rather than retracting. And then as you exhale, release the arms. Bring the arms out beside you for a moment, and then just take them down a little bit. So they're not next to your body, but they're sort of a 45-degree angle from the body. And we're going to externally rotate our arms here, depressing the shoulder blades. So with the backs of the hands on the floor, lift the little finger side and roll onto the tip of your thumb. And then see if you can keep rolling to bring the palms all the way over towards the floor. If you're not sure, you can have a look at me. I'll start that action again. So backs of the hands are on the floor. Lift the little finger side of the hand and start to rotate the whole of the arm over, so the palm is coming down, rolling it across the thumb. This is external rotation of the arm, and there will be so much going on through the shoulder blade, back of the upper back, through the arms, through the shoulders. Notice what you notice. Only go as far as is appropriate for you. And then as you next exhale, release the arms down again. Give them a little movement if you need to. If you need to change your leg position, do so. Or even if you don't need to, but you want to have something different, then absolutely come into a different pose with those legs. Bring the arms straight up above the face again, so the fingers are facing towards the ceiling. Cross the right arm on top of the left, just like we did before. And then twine the forearms, bringing the palms together if you can. Lift a little through the elbows. And this time we're going to move dynamically with this. We're going to be bringing, using the left arm to pull the right arm to the left. So use a little bit of traction in your left arm, and at the same time turning your head to the right. So the forearms are both going to go to the left, the head looking to the right, and then inhale back to center. Exhale, forearms to the left, head to the right. It's not a really big movement. We're not trying to lift our chest. We're not trying to lift our back. Just simply moving the arms and feeling what's going on through the shoulder girdle. The left arm is the one that's really doing the work. It's placing a little bit of traction against your right arm to twist it. One more time. And then inhale back to center. Release and open those arms for a moment. Let them rest on the floor. Actually, let's do that external rotation one more time. So bring the arms down a little bit, so they're about 45 degrees away from your body. And then start to, with the palms facing up, pick up the little finger side of the hand, roll it over the thumb, and try to work the hand towards the floor. You might find that you're just upright here. You can't roll all the way over. Come to where is right for you. Feel that rotation of the arm and the effect on the shoulder girdle. And the shoulder girdle is combined of the shoulder blade, the collarbone, the head of the humerus tucking into its socket. And then as you exhale, releasing those arms, bringing the arms above the face again, pointing the fingers at the ceiling. This time cross the left arm on top of the right, upper arms crossing. And then twining the forearms, bringing the palms towards each other, or you can use a belt here if you need to. We're going to take that twisting motion again. Lift the forearms a little bit away from your face, so you've got space to move. And then the forearms move to the right. The right arm is placing traction on the left to get this to happen. And the head turns to the left. Back to center. Exhale to rotate or move and turn. Keeping it nice and soft. Be gentle with yourself. Keep the movements small. Keep them delicate. Twice more. And last time. And as you exhale, unwind the arms, stretch the legs out if you haven't got them stretched out already. Let the arms rest beside you. And then maybe take them overhead and give yourself a little stretch. Reaching one hand and the foot on the same side. Reaching through the other side. And then when you're ready to bend your knees, roll yourself to one side and make your way up to sitting. If you have a strap, take hold of it because it's going to be handy. Now you can choose how you'd like to sit. I'm going to be kneeling in Vajrasana, but I'm also going to tuck my toes under to give stimulation to the toes, a little bit of toe squat. Don't feel that you've got to do this, and if sitting in Vajrasana doesn't work for you, then instead you could sit on your buttocks and cross the legs.
Take the strap behind you and take hold of it so that your palms are facing the front. So I'll show you with it out to the side. So my palms are facing forward, but bring the hands behind you so that the hands are towards one another. Kind of one hand on each buttock, and then inhale and stretch the arms away from you. We're not folding forward here. We're not trying to collapse through the chest. Keep the lift in your chest and simply lift the arms back behind you. And as you next exhale, releasing the hands down, release your strap, interlock your hands, stretch them away again, and bring this little fist package to the side of your chest. Letting the elbows work toward one another. Near the movement of your breath. Try not to stick your belly forward, but keeping the belly a little bit tucked in. And as you exhale, release the hand. Maybe change the interlock of the fingers, so the other little fingers underneath. Stretch the arms away, and then bring the hands to the other side. As you next exhale, releasing the hands back. If you've been in toe squat, come onto your hands and knees and just untuck the toes, tap the tops of the feet out. Good work if you did do that. It's not always the most pleasant pose. And then sitting back, you can choose to sit on your buttocks or you can stay in Vajrasana. Just going to tilt my screen up a little bit. Taking hold of your strap, bring your hands onto the strap so that your hands are in front of your shoulder. So if you don't have a strap, I'm sure there's something, even a cloth will work. Something in the house, go and grab it. Inhale, reach the arms up. And begin to make some small circles. We're not trying to make the circles really large here. When we're working with circular motion, it helps to lubricate the joints. So we're getting the synovial fluid to flow all around the glenohumeral joint, the ball and socket joint of the shoulder girdle. Pause and change direction, circling the other way. The torso is relatively still. We're trying to get our arms to move so the head of the humerus is moving in its socket. And then coming to stillness, let your hands stretch out a little bit wider. Gonna exhale down to one side, opening up the side body. Inhale up to center, exhale down to the other side. Inhale up, exhale down. Couple more times to each side, creating space for our lungs. And coming back up to center, we're going to begin to circle the arms, dropping one arm in front of you, lifting the other arm back behind, and then doing the same behind you. You might find if it's really difficult that you need to make the strap a little bit longer or slide your hands further out on the strap. Rotating the arms around, increasing the mobility of the shoulders. And notice what's happening with the shoulder blade as you move. We've got such good range of motion in our arms because of the structure here with that shoulder blade. Trying to keep the arms as straight as you can. And then pause and change direction, circling the arms the other way. One more big circle. And coming back up to the top. As you exhale, bring the arms back behind you. Don't try to go too far. Feel into that little juicy spot. Let yourself sink in around there. And then inhale up to center. Exhale back again. Notice if your juicy area has got a little softer. Does it feel a little better for you? If it's too easy, bring your hands closer together. If it's too hard, take them further away. You might find that you can actually go past that place and come down, and then inhale back up, keeping the front ribs in. And one more time, exhale back, either pausing at that spot or letting yourself slide past it. And inhale back up. And then as you exhale, release, move the strap out of the way. Come forward onto your hands and knees. Planting the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, let your belly drop towards the floor as you lift your head and your tail. Exhale, lift your belly up, round your back, head and tail coming down. Inhale back into cow pose. Exhale into cat. You can do a little bit more work in the shoulders. As you inhale, take your ribs to one side, drop through cow pose, ribs to the other side and back up into cat. Feeling this movement of the shoulders as you circle. Notice predominantly what's going on through the shoulders, through the arms, through the neck, and let yourself really enjoy getting into all those little spaces that we often don't think about very much until they start to cause us pain. And you next come into cat pose, pause, and change direction, circling the other way. One more big circle here. And then come to stillness. Slide your right knee forward towards the center of your mat and take your right foot out to the left. And then tuck your left knee up under it, taking your left foot out to the right. So the feet are as wide apart as you can get them. And then we're going to sit back between the legs. Now, if this is too much for you, you can either take some height under the seat. I'm just going to come forward a little bit. Or you can straighten the bottom leg, which is the left leg, and just have the right leg cross over top. So you choose which is the best option for you. Have your strap handy in case you need it. We can always do it without the strap as well. Open your arms out to the side. And then from here, turn your right thumb to face down and bend the right elbow, bringing the back of the hand up the back. Bring your left arm in front of you, raise that arm up, bend the elbow and see if you can take hold of your fingertips. If you can't, don't worry, you can use the strap or you can just leave the arms where they are. Opening through the front of the chest, the front of the shoulders. Keep the rib cage tucked in so we're not pushing our rib cage forward. The movement here on the bottom arm, the right arm, is a upward and over movement through the front of the shoulder. The left elbow is facing up towards the ceiling. Takes a little bit of time for the arms to respond. So we stay and breathe. If you do this pose regularly, you might notice it's a little bit easier today after all that other work that we've already done with the shoulders and the arms. And then as you exhale, gently release the arms, open them out to the side. And you make some little rotations or circles, or bring the arms down, circle the shoulders one way, then the other. And staying with our legs in this position, let your hands rest down. We're going to drop our chin towards our chest, lengthening the back of the neck. And from here, you can stay in this balanced central position, or if you'd like to, you can tilt your chin towards the right shoulder. So the stretch is now moving from more being in the back of the neck to that space between the side of the neck and the back of the neck. Belly soft, rib cage tucked in slightly, spine long, shoulders relaxed. And as you inhale, let yourself come back up to center with your head. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, walk your hands forward and fold a little over the legs. We're giving our shoulders time to have a wee break. There's not much going on through the shoulders. There's a whole lot going on through the hips and the thighs, maybe even the ankles for you. If there's anything going on with your knees though, any pain, this is not the right pose for you. Take your legs into a different position for your forward fold, which could be a simple cross leg. It might be that you prefer caterpillar with the legs stretched out. Let the belly be soft. Keep the back of the head in line with the spine for a few breaths, and then if it feels comfortable for you, you can let the forehead descend, so you're stretching out the back of the neck again. We're not pushing the head down, simply allowing it to descend with gravity. And as you next inhale, carefully start to bring yourself back up to an upright position. Now from here, you can simply change legs. You can come on to hands and knees to do that. If you want to do the really funky way of the 360-degree turn, bring your hands forward, lift your buttocks off the floor, tuck your toes under. We're swiveling on our feet, keeping them in the same place, but letting them rotate. Lift the knees up and walk your hands around 360 degrees, all the way around, so that when you come back to the front and drop the knees to the floor, spreading the feet and sitting back, your left knee will be on top. If it doesn't work for you, have a wee giggle and just change legs. So now we've got our left leg on top. Maybe your right leg is stretched out in front of you. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're in cross leg position instead. So find that place for your body, for your legs that works for you. Bring your arms out to either side, thumbs facing down. This time we're going to bend the left elbow, bringing the back of the hand up the back. Right arm rotates, little finger uppermost, raising that arm, bending the elbow, taking hold of a hand or using a strap, jumper, or whatever you have at hand to hold on to. The movement of this left shoulder is up, over and back. So we're opening through the front of the shoulder, pointing the right elbow towards the ceiling. Left elbow is either working back behind you or coming forward, depending on what works better for your shoulder. But find that place that gives you that sense of opening in the front of the left shoulder, keeping the rib cage a little bit tucked in, but the belly's soft, so you're still breathing into the belly. And then we stay, we marinate in the pose, letting all the goodness happen. As you exhale, gently release, stretching those arms out. Often coming out of the pose is the worst bit. Maybe some rolling of the shoulders, whatever you need to let those tissues recoil and recover. And bring the hands down towards the feet. On exhalation, drop the chin towards the chest, stretching the back of the neck. You can stay here. If you've got any neck issues and you don't want to do any sideways movement, then stay as you are. Or gently bring the chin in the direction of the left shoulder. So you're now moving the stretch to that space between the side of the neck and the back of the neck. As you next inhale, gently bring the head back up to center. Or stay there if you prefer doing that. Some head movements to the forward fold. You can always stay there. Always begin to walk your hands forward. Let yourself fold down over the legs, adjusting their position if you need to. Relaxing through the shoulders. No need to strain. Soften through the glutes. Relax through the hips. You might find as this pose continues, you start to tighten again. Let go of anything that you are able to. As you next inhale, begin to lift your head and chest, walking your hands back. We're going to come back onto hands and knees. So whatever way is best for you to get there, I'm going to come forward over my legs, uncrossing the legs and returning to hands and knees. Setting the hands up on the floor, think about the fleshy part just below your thumb and put weight onto that part of your hand. So in part we're activating the lung channel that runs past that fleshy part of the thumb. And we're also bringing the weight onto the thumb side of the hand, which makes that wrist work more easily. It's the strong side of the wrist as you lift your knees and come up into down dog. Make it a soft down dog with the knees a little bit bent. Feel the buttocks lifting up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, rotate your heels to one side, swiveling on the balls of the feet, opening up the other side of the body. Inhale, swivel back to center, and then the heels to the other side. Inhale, back to center. Your knees soften a little bit more. Look towards your hands, and we're going to step our right foot forward towards our hands. Round your back like in cat pose to help give you space to bring that foot forward. Take your back knee down to the floor, but keep your left toes tucked under. Plant the left hand on the earth and inhale, raise the right arm up, opening through the chest. Exhale, float it down. We're going to do that twice more, same side. So inhale, raise the right arm up, floating it down. And last time, inhale and float it down. Make sure you've got connection with your hands and the floor below you. Maybe you prefer to come up onto fists, maybe it's palms. And then we're going to work the lower body for a moment. Stretching the left leg up and back, take the knee off the floor. So we're getting some vitality going down that lower leg. Exhale, release the knee towards the earth. And then inhale, lift that knee again. Exhale, release the knee down. And then one more time, inhale, lift the knee up. Feel the thigh working. Stay here if you'd like to come into that easy twist one more time with the knee up. Lift the right arm. And then exhale, descend. Pull back with the hips and step back into downward dog. Walking out your dog, one heel, bending, opposite knee, bending. Nice and fluid with your dog. Remembering to keep the weight onto that fleshy part of the hand just below the thumb. Then coming to stillness, both knees bent, looking forward towards your hands. Step your left foot forward this time. Let your right knee descend towards the floor. Plant your right hand, and we're going to inhale, open the chest, raising the left arm 3 times. Exhale, descend. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, descend. And one more time, inhale, lift and open. Exhale, descend. Find a place where your hands are supported, whether on the floor or on some height. Remembering that fists are an option too. When you do fists, you're getting a straight wrist, so there's not the same pressure on the wrist as what we have with our palms down. Then focusing on the back body. Inhale, lift the right knee off the floor. Straighten that back leg, feel the thigh engaging. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, release. One more time, inhale to straighten. Staying here for a couple of breaths, and maybe you come back into that easy twist. Lifting the left arm up, opening through the front of the body. And then exhale, releasing it down. From here, stepping back into downward dog. Take both heels, raise them high. Keep the hips, the butt up, and then exhale, begin to release the heels towards the floor. One more time, inhale, raise both heels nice and high. And then gently lower the heels, keeping the tailbone tilted up towards the ceiling.
As you next exhale, lower the knees to the earth, untuck the feet, and inhale, lift yourself into an upright kneeling position. Take both hands, place the backs of the hands onto the sacrum. Inhale, raise the right arm up. As you exhale, bow forward, letting that right hand come back to that starting position, turning your head to the left and bringing your right temple towards the floor. And then inhale, lifting up, lifting the left arm as you raise up. And then as you exhale, the left hand arm descends. Turn your head to the right, the temple coming towards the earth. Inhale, lifting up, raising the right arm. Exhale, lowering right hand towards the sacrum, right temple towards the floor. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering. Left temple towards the earth. Looking to the right. One more time to each side. Inhale, raising the right arm. Exhale, lowering that arm, right temple towards the floor. Inhale, lifting the left arm up. Exhale, lowering left temple towards the floor. And sink yourself back onto your heels, bringing your arms out in front of you and stretching the arms along the earth in child's pose. Let the armpits descend towards the floor and lift with the forearms a little bit off the earth. So you've got that area by the shoulders trying to descend and the area by the wrists trying to lift. On an exhalation, walk your hands towards the right hand side, stretching the hands away from you. Breathe firmly into the left lung. Sink the left sitting bone backward. Inhale, bring yourself back to center. And exhale across to the other side. Nice deep breaths into the right lung. Feel the rib cage opening, expanding. Inhale, bring your arms back to center. And take your left arm, bring the back of the hand to the floor, slide it out to the right, and sink yourself down so that you're getting some stimulation into the outer compartments of that left shoulder. The right arm can stay lengthened along the floor, or you can bring it into rest on the floor beside you with the hand towards the face. Head turned to one side. Let yourself sink and settle down here. As you next inhale, begin to lift your head and your chest, unwinding that left arm, returning it to the position it was, and then bring the back of the right hand to the floor, slide it out beside you, and come down to rest on the side of your right head, the right side of your head. Let the body sink against the thighs. You can change to a more upright kneeling position if this is too much for your knees. Move the left arm wherever it needs to be your balance and stability. And then sink into that right shoulder, stimulating the fascial sacs all around the outside of that shoulder. And as you next inhale, start to unwind yourself. And then forward and all the way over onto your belly. Let your arms rest down beside you, turning your head to one side, resting the arms. We've just done some opening to the outer compartment of the shoulder. Now we're going to focus on the inner compartment. Open your left arm to the left so that your wrist Your elbow and your shoulder are all in one line and the palm is facing down. So it's really important to keep that arm where it is, not move it up or down as you roll towards it. Take your right hand to the side. Turn your head to look at that right hand. And then we're going to roll onto the left side of the body, trapping the left arm below us or beneath us. Find a position for your legs. So if you've got lots of rotation in your spine, you might find, and an openness in your shoulder, you might be able to bend both knees and place the feet on the floor. It may be just the right leg that's bent and foot on the floor, or you might have both legs resting on the earth, bent knees or straight legs. Find that place that works best for you and let yourself sink in, opening through the front of the shoulder. Make sure the head is comfortable, there's no strain in the neck. Maybe you could place a blanket underneath it if you need to. Not taking too much height here, just the right amount for your head to be able to relax. And as you next exhale, quickly begin to roll onto your belly, releasing that left arm. We're going to go straight into the other side. Open the right arm this time out to the side. Wrist, elbow and shoulder all in one line. Bring your left hand beside you. Look at that hand and then roll to the right, trapping your right arm beneath you. Trying to keep that arm directly in line with the shoulder. Find a position for your legs that helps keep you balanced in this place. Either a foot or 2 feet stepping on the floor, standing on the earth with the knees up, or both legs resting comfortably supported on the earth. Let the head rest down. Support the head on a blanket if you need to. Both sides are different, so whilst you may have needed a blanket on one side, you might not for the other. Always check where your body is. Not making assumptions, but waiting to see. As you next exhale, carefully bring yourself out of the pose. Let both arms rest down beside you and turn your head to the right so your left cheek is down. As you next inhale, lift the head, come up onto the hands and slide the left arm underneath and from the body out to the right hand side, palm face up, and then slide your right knee up that same side that the hand is in the direction of. And from here, we're going to open the chest, open the right arm back behind you. So you're coming into a supine twist from your belly. The left hand might want to rest on top of the right knee. You can keep your right arm out to the right, or you can find a different position for it, maybe circled around the head. Or perhaps you want to come into cat pulling its tail, bending the bottom knee and taking hold of the foot with the right arm. Soften the belly. Relax the head and the shoulders. Notice how open it feels across the front of the shoulders after all that work. Breathe into the belly. Deep, slow breath. Sinking in towards the earth. Once you have your shape, there's no need to try to go any deeper. Simply let the body sink into the floor. As you next exhale, release the hold on your foot if you have it. Then we're going to carefully roll over onto our backs. Readjusting yourself on your mat as you need to. You might like to hug the knees in towards your chest as a reset before the other side. Keeping the left knee hugged in, stretch the right leg away from you, and then begin to curve that left leg over to the right hand side. Maybe rest your right hand onto the bent knee. Left arm open behind you or around the head or at your waist. Or you might like to walk the bottom leg back behind you a little bit, bend the knee and take hold of the right foot with your left hand. So decide where you want to be, what shape works best for you. You can always go into a double-legged twist if you want something a little softer. Make sure the head is comfortable. And then let yourself settle into the shape that you've made. As you next exhale, release the hold on your foot if you have it. And carefully begin to roll yourself onto your back. Bring the knees in, massage the spine. Give the shoulders a little roll. When you're ready to, start to prepare for Shavasana, stretching the legs out along the floor. Moving the arms, rest down beside you. Placing a blanket over you if you are cool. Letting everything sink towards the earth. Supporting your body in whatever way you need to. Settling down into the floor. Feeling the earth's energy coming up to meet you. Relaxing through the toes, the feet, the ankles, the heels. Letting the feet fall out to either side of the legs. Relaxing the whole length of both legs. Softening the hips. Softening the belly, the spine, the chest, the shoulders, the arms, the fingers, the hands. Feeling into the whole length of the arms and the shoulders, the neck. How do they feel now? How different do they feel than when you started? Let the weight of the head sink back. Allow the whole body to descend. Nothing to do. Nowhere to go. Just breathe. Releasing your focus on your breathing. Begin to prepare your body for movement. Starting small, wriggling fingers and toes. Building up till you can stretch out your arms and legs. And bending your knees. Either rock to one side or roll yourself up to sitting. In honour of your practice, Namaste.